recording. Hello, boys and girls. My name is Mike Kelly, Real Illusion Forum, Mike at kellytown.com. You're always welcome to to write to me. I'll let you know this: if I don't write back to you, or if you don't get something back from me, it's because your mail has rejected my email. So got to be careful about that. I'm getting a number of mails getting rejected lately when I try to reply to people. Anyway, thought I would do this quick tutorial. Somebody on the Real Illusion Forum was having this issue, and I thought it would be a nice sort of way for me to wake up this Saturday morning and do something that might be useful. So, what this guy has is he's got a character that's very, very muscular. Let's see if I can find something, I don't know, it's kind of a Hercules sort of thing here. Let's see. Hercules, here we go. His character is really exaggerated, but I don't know if it's exactly like this, but it's something like this. And he has clothing that he has put on this character, and the clothing he thinks is too skin tight. And I kind of agree. I mean, in real life, I look almost exactly like this. Uh, but my boxers are not this tight. These are more like briefs rather than boxers. So the question he has is, how can he make this clothing loose? And there's a lot of different ways of doing that. But I'm going to take the easiest way to begin with. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this to show you. But first of all, as clothing, the first thing we want to do is convert this to an accessory. Okay? Convert to accessory. As clothing, it's all weighted by all the little vertices that are on this body, which is why when the body changes, the clothing changes to match. And it was already skin tight to begin with. But if we convert it to an accessory and we reset it to the default shape, okay? Don't want to bake the current shape because that'll bake this shape in. But we reset it to the default shape. And now that clothing, which is like way too tiny now, is in there. And now what we're going to have to do is expand this so we can actually see this thing here. Let's go around here. I'm using the tools of expansion for mesh. Just their typical iClone tools. Once it's an accessory, we can work with it that way. And now you can see that that it's a lot looser. It's not still as loose as we would like it to be. Don't worry about the waist. We're gonna get loose fitting around the legs. There we go. Okay, now that looks good. That's how I wear my boxers. I don't know if that's how I wear my boxers, but okay. So if we were to turn this back into clothing, which we could, it would be fine, but it still would have this issue of not fitting properly. And we can do that and then edit it even as clothing. But I think it's easier for me to edit as an accessory. You can do it either way you want. I'm just just kind of showing you the way that I do things. So I'm going to edit the mesh. And again, lots of different ways of doing this. I like to do vertex editing, but you can do whatever you want. And you can select this, and then what we're doing is we're using the soft selection. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but this allows you to affect more than just the verts that you've selected. If you adjust these things, you can get it to affect different amounts of the verts that you've selected. So now when we go in to adjust the size of this, you'll notice that it didn't quite get enough of them, but that's okay. I'm not gonna get too fanatical about this. For one thing, I'm not going to spend a ton of time because I just want you guys to see the basic philosophy behind this. And then I'm going to go select some more just to make it a little bit. Once again, I'm just running the selection tools and then running the sizing tools on here so we can get it sized a little bit. Whoops, I didn't select all of them. Hang on, let's go back here. Oh, that's another thing is you got to make sure you want to ignore back faces off because it won't select behind there properly. All right, let's go back here. Looks pretty good. And then let's just again, I don't want to spend a ton of time on this because I don't want to bore you once you get the basic idea, but that's pretty close. Okay, and you don't have to actually get it perfect because once we make it into clothing and conform it, it's going to conform to the size of that. So now we're going to take this object and we're going to transfer the skin weights, and defaults is usually what you need. Obviously gloves and shoes are very distinct. Dress, but default is usually what you want. Okay, so now it's actually an item of clothing, again, back to where it was. And that's important because when we pose it, we want it to move with that pose. If we had posed this without it being clothing, it wouldn't have adjusted itself. And now I think I want to do a little bit of conforming here just to get the actual things there, just to see. I think that think that did it pretty good. Okay, and now if he actually goes ahead, oops, I'm sorry, I can't apply emotion to the clothing. To the character is what we want to apply emotion. Sports surfing, and there he goes. And now his boys have room to breathe, so to speak. And you can see it's still not perfect. We would want to adjust a little bit more, but that's why you have these poses. It allows you to adjust them. But at least I hope this gives you the basic idea of how you can take clothing and get it away from being skin tight, even when your characters are extraordinarily muscle bound, like this guy is. So hopefully that helps. And as always, I'll see you on the forums.